now I'm turning the sound back on. Oh, that's powerful. That's solid. I turned the sound back on for that B-roll right there.
My name is Paul Dunn. I'm the Gun and Violence Prevention Director here at Albany Boys and Girls Club for the capital area.
Lovely. How long have you been in the area, and when did this program start?
I've been in the area for a while, ever since I went to college in 2001 up here in the Albany area. And ever since I've been in the Albany area, I've had different positions, being an educator, working in higher education. But now I'm here at the Boys and Girls Club, which is very impactful. And the work that we're doing is very purposeful to what we're doing to try to save our teens and give them a promising future. So I love what I'm starting to do at the Boys and Girls Club. And the work here is just tremendous, and the people that we're able to impact.
Now, I first became aware of what you were doing at a rally that you all had, a Stop the Violence rally in Albany, in sort of the heart of the city. It was about 2 weeks ago, and you had a casket as a visual of, hey, don't add to this statistic here. And I thought that was really unique. It's not something I'd seen before. And when it comes to rallies, anti-violence rallies are not the most frequent thing that you see. So how did you come up with that idea, or who came up with that idea? And the turnout from the young people, I was glad to see them there as well.
Well, the program just kicked off maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. And one of the things that myself as the director of the program and the overall program director here at the Boys and Girls Club, Mr. David Gordon, what we wanted to do is we wanted to put a visual to the people out in our community that we're losing too many of our young people. And we wanted a casket to be a visual and give people a conscience to think, like, we can't keep sending our young people away like this and seeing them in a casket, because it's very real of what's happening in our city. And it's not only happening in the city of Albany, it's happening in Schenectady, Troy, it's happening all over the Capital District. So it's something that we have to stand up for. And my thing is, let's bury the guns instead of burying our young people.
That's a strong message. One of the things from that event that stood out to me in a strong way, because it's a message that I have repeated really excessively to, I guess you could say, over time, is what Wanda Willingham said about we have a responsibility too. That is not something I hear a lot of, and it was something that was refreshing. How do you teach that to a young person, and what kind of young people do you generally have that you're reaching out to?
Well, first of all, we'd like to thank Ms. Wanda Willingham for coming and sharing her testimony with us, because she was being very transparent. And with her being transparent about how she lost her son to gun violence, I think it really struck a chord with our young people that was there. And it really set the mood to let them know that this is real and it can happen, but also how we can prevent it too. So I think it provides hope for our young people. If we keep doing the things that we're doing, this is what it's going to lead to. But if we could turn around and make a conscious decision of say, you know what, I'm not going to go down that path. And one of the things we do in our program here at the Boys and Girls Club is we have all our teens sign a no pledge to gun violence, that they won't use a gun when they go to a school. They won't use a gun to settle a beef with somebody. And one of the things we want to teach them is how to how to resolve them, because conflict is going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen, but it's how you resolve it and it's how you communicate. And that's one of the things our young people have to start doing a better job of doing, is communicating with each other.
Where is the deficiency, though? Does this start at the home?
That's a great question. I think it can start in the home, but I also think it starts in what they're listening to in the music. And I think the music gets them to say, like, this is what is presented as, if you're tough, if you do this, or if you do that. And I think a lot of times they let the music, they glorify that. And that's what's getting us, some of our young people, caught up. But I just think that they have to be smart enough to make the right decisions.
Well, there's a culture that comes along with the music, which is what I think you're getting to here. And why do you think it is that affects specifically the inner city in the way that it does?
That's a great question. And I just think that it affects the inner city because, one, this is our everyday livelihood, right? And then two, the people who are making the music, they know who's going to listen to it. So they know who's going to buy the music. So I just think that I want to challenge the music industry. Let's start making some more positivity music, some more positive music where our young people could say, hey, I want to go to college, or hey, I want to start a business, I want to be an entrepreneur, or hey, I want to open up a non-profit club. Like, let's start making music that talks about those type of things instead of killing the drug business. You know, like let's cancel that, man. Let's talk about some of the other things, positive things that we should be doing, you know? And I think that's what we have to be doing.
So I just talked to Damon Baycoat, who heads the Snug program, and I didn't think he would get the reference, but I was like, hey, I Can by Nas is one of those songs that you should be like listening to the lyrics of and absorbing, because it's about a sense of self and a sense of responsibility for one's actions. Would you agree with that about that song? And if so, like, what are some other songs that, you know, the examples may be hard to find because of the overwhelming messages of thuggish behavior, for lack of a better term, but what are some of the positive artists and songs?
Well, you hit it right on the head with Nas. That's a song that resonates with a lot of young people. I Know I Can, and I think it just sends a positive message throughout the whole lyric of the song, that if you choose to make the right choices and decisions, anything you put your mind to, you will be successful. And I think, like I stated before, we need more music like that. You put me on the spot with thinking about
I know it's
other
hard
artists,
to on the top of your head,
and
yeah.
songs that have more positive music, but it's just searching for it and looking for it, you know. But we got to be able to do some investment in our young people through the music.
All right. Speaking of the young people and music, Lyricism 101, what's going on there?
That's a big shout out to my man, the program director here at the Boys and Girls Club, Mr. David Gordon, who gives back to our young people with his lyricism program. And I'm sure you probably saw the truck mobile now, because lyricism is mobile. And some of the things that some of these kids are doing is making their own beats, writing their own rhymes. And just to see kids using that artistic ability and really using it in a positive way, it's amazing. And I love it because it's not only do they get to come in here where we have a studio in the club, but Mr. Gordon could pull up on them at anywhere in the van. We could do it at Washington Park. You know, we could do it at Judson. We could do it anywhere, you know. So I love it that we're mobile.
Do you spit bars with the kids?
No, I don't got no bars like that, but I may be able to spit a hot 16 every once in a while.
Okay, all right.
You know,
I'm going to make sure that I isolate that part of this video and put it on Twitter just so everybody calls you out on that. Like,
absolutely.
A versus battle in the Albany area.
Absolutely. But this is some of the things that we need happening in our city. And the Boys and Girls Club here in the city of Albany has always been a staple in this community. And with them being a staple in this community, it's been the programs that they have that thrive the kids in here. As we sit in here right now, we're in the basketball court. We have Monday night and Wednesday night, and sometimes on Fridays, open gym and teen night. And you can see this gym packed with kids playing hoop, you know. And as it starts to get cold with the weather, you'll see more kids coming into the Boys and Girls Club. And that's what we want them to do. We want kids off the street. We want kids in here, utilizing the building. We have roughly about 75 teens a week coming into this building. But we want to see more. We want more kids in here.
That actually led to what I was going to ask you next. I'm wondering, what is the outreach method? Because it seems like unless you're specifically looking for this, it may not come across your path. So Is it like you head to job fairs, you head to community days? Like what is the strategy moving forward? It's a new program, but I'm imagining that you have some plans.
This is not a multiple choice question, so it's all the above. So wherever there's an event, we try to be posted up, the Boys and Girls Club as a whole, to be at different type of events, community events like you said, whether it may be up at a school, maybe it may be collaborating with SNUG or the mayor's office. Wherever there's an event at, we try to be there, giving out information of what we do and who we are and what's our purpose.
So social media, how do we find the program, the schedule? What's the online presence for this program and the Boys and Girls Club?
Well, the Boys and Girls Club has its own social media, and we are in the process of putting something together for ours, but as of now, you can find some of our stuff through the Boys and Girls Club and directly on our website at Gun and Violence Prevention on the Boys and Girls Club of the capital area on our website.
All right, is there anything you wanted to get to that I didn't ask you about?
No, man, I just want to give these kids in the city of Albany, but not just Albany, the capital district, we just want to give to them some hope and let them know everything's going to be okay. And we have programs here at the Boys and Girls Club that are suitable for them. And come in and have a good time and learn something too, because we're going to educate you on programs like the Gun and Violence program and give you some information, some statistics that may be alarming that say, wow, we didn't know crime was happening like that in Albany, you know, but we want to pull our resources and pull our partners together and stakeholders like the City of Albany Police. The chief showed up to the rally, which was a big plus, and he said to us, anything we need, he's on board. So just having our partners and our stakeholders really be impactful with us, because nobody could do this by themselves. Nobody could do this by themselves. You always hear the slogan, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, we're all in this village. We're all in this village. And if we're in this village, we got to raise the generation up of tomorrow. And we got to make sure they don't go prematurely, because that's one of my statements I made at the rally. We're losing too many of our young people prematurely because maybe they're at the wrong place at the wrong time, where they should have been at the Boys and Girls Club, at a program, learning something, you know. But I just hope that we can reach these young people and they'll come back later and say, you know what, if it wasn't for the Boys and Girls Club, you know, where would I be? And that's what we're here for, to be impactful and to really change our community.